Hello everybody and welcome back. It's Asta the Greek, and today I'll be ranking down the cast of Killcure Beautiful Vice from least to most favorite. Like the previous video, I'll be including where they place in the tier list at the end. Now, I decided to do the ranks differently this time. So if you see people in the low tiers, that doesn't mean I don't like them as characters, I'm just comparing them with the rest of the cast. Someone that places low can still be enjoyable, just not as much as the others. Also, in these lists, I include every character that is named and has an official sprite. So, unlike Kara from Ida's Garden, I won't be including the Headmaster and the Reporter. Yes, the Headmaster is a named character, but we only see a headshot of him, and the Reporter lacks both a name and a sprite. With that out of the way, let's start with number 19. So I'll start by saying that I'm never really a fan of mascot cutesy characters. So, Kokorosaru has to be my number 19. While I do think Madison's performance makes Coco's character more enjoyable, I just find mascot characters somewhat annoying. Like, I do not like the Monocaps at all. Monomi was okayish, and so is Monokuma. And then, I don't know, the only other mascot character I like that I can think of is Panther Lily from Fairy Tail, but he can transform into a big dude, so he's much cooler than the annoying little creatures. There's nothing wrong with Coco, just that he's a mascot and yeah, not a fan of those. While we're on that subject, Bizarro is number 18. Biz is just a little cooler, cause he's more menacing than Coco, but that's about it. Again, I really like Marie's voice, I think she does a great job as Biz, but yeah, I just don't like the mascot characters unfortunately. We're quickly moving to the C tier characters. Only two here, and just like the guys before, they too fall under a specific character trope, at least in my opinion. At number 17, I have Manzo Shibue, the former Ultimate Stuntman. Now, Manzo reminds me a lot of Yasuhiro Kazuichi in Himiko, aka the useless dumb comic relief character. Yes, I know Akane falls under that category too, but I like Akane. Manzo's design is cool and all, but yeah, he's the funny stupid guy, but something I have noticed, or at least I feel like, is that the cast has a lot of characters that are funny in some way. The difference they have from Manzo is that they are funny, and some more. Manzo doesn't bring anything else to the table. And speaking of the dumb comic relief trope, I have Momo Saga, the former Ultimate Local Hero, at number 16. While Momoe falls under the same archetype as Manzo, I've placed her higher since she does have the whole soaring glass persona. So she does have moments where she tries to be more heroic, only to go into a more wimpy side and make a joke out of her. She's a little bit more entertaining than Manzo, so she gets one place higher. We are now in B tier territory, only 3 characters here. At number 15, there's Fiori Nakagawa, the Ultimate Distractor, or former? I don't know, I was under the impression that only the students lost their talents, but in the profiles in the Killcure server she's listed as former. Again, I'm not too sure. Fiori, while being unique from regular Fanfan characters by simply being a teacher, she shares the same fate as Diana for me. Due to me suspecting her of being a traitor and a liar, I'm keeping an eye on her. My suspicions prevent me from putting her higher. At number 14, we have the main man himself, Hiroaki Uzuki, the former Ultimate Apprentice. Kinda sad that I'm putting him so low on this list, but so far Hiroaki is the basic main character, you know? Yes, he's not just nice, there are moments where he loses his cool, and has more emotions than just being happy and MC-like. I think if we could see his face all the time, it'd be a bit better. I think the others are just much more interesting, so I can't place him higher as of right now. I'm sure as the story progresses, I like him more. And finishing the B tier, we have Busho Sanji, the former Ultimate Yoga Guru, at number 13. I think that in a cast full of so many colorful and loud characters, people like Busho get overshadowed by them. I am curious to see his development, especially since I expect him to crash out at some point. But yeah, as the most calm and down-to-earth character, it's kind of hard for him to impress me. We have made it to the A tier, peeps. And at the bottom, at number 12, we have Chikuma Konishi, the former Ultimate Extreme Couponer. Now, while I'm not the biggest fan of her talent per se, I think Chikuma is the right amount of funny without getting too much. Like, she can be serious and she isn't straight up stupid. And she does have some other flaws that we see, like her being greedy, which, for someone with her background, it makes sense. And again, I think the VA is a perfect fit for her, making her even more entertaining. At number 11, there is Toya Imamura, the former Ultimate Broadway dancer. Toya is another funny character, and I like how the writers have made the disabled character that embraces the disability and is willing to make jokes about it. I think it's a pretty healthy mindset, and having someone make black humor jokes is refreshing for sure. The accent's also pretty good. Then again, Artemis is really good in general, so that's not surprising. I also saw her short interaction with Ikki, and I'm looking forward to seeing their dynamic. We're now at the top 10, and speaking of Ikki, here's the former Ultimate Angler Akih Namiki. I always like when two characters bicker in quotation marks, so again, I'm sure he and Toya will be a fun duo. He also seems to have a big imagination. I do like characters who are like, not sure if there's a character trope name for that, but those who are narrating their past achievements yet lie for a lot of those. I don't know, I think it's really funny. He may have lost his status as the ASMR king, but he's still cool and I really like his design. Then again, a lot of the designs are pretty solid. At top 9 we have Naomi Danchuma. The former Ultimate Architect needs more screen time, please. Her design is one of my favorites, and her personality as the cold, honest, and somewhat cynical bitch is really nice. This is how you stand out in a group of rowdy people, Busho, take notes. Despite being more quiet and collected, Naomi stands out and I love that. I'm expecting her to be the antagonist, and if that's the case, I'm sure she'll have more moments that'll make me place her higher in the future. If we're talking about the antagonist, it's only fair we talk about who I expect will be the side protagonist. I've put Hide Osako, the former Ultimate Theorist, at number 8. I like how Hide is not actually the emotionless, edgy type like I thought. She seems a lot more wimpy and jumpy, which I find more fun and, you know, relatable. Her talent gives her extra points as well. But I love a good theory, you know? If you've seen my videos, you know these are my big hitters. I really hope Hide is a side product and she gets to have enough screen time, because sadly, right now, I think she was shown the least, and that's pretty sad for me. At the top of A tier, there is Yato Stonecrown, the former Ultimate Mayor. I gotta say, I'm surprised I placed him this low. I think back when I first checked these guys, Yato was my favorite. He's a buff guy, which I like, and he's also a leadership figure, another trait I enjoy. His design is sick, and I really like his voice too. I just think that the guys at the top are just more charming than him. We are now in the S tier, the best of the best, in my opinion. So, my top 6th favorite character is none other than Kunitaro Higa, the former Ultimate Pawnbroker. Cool design, even cooler voice, and a chill personality. He's just a dude. There's mystery to him despite sometimes being a bit goofy. He appears very shady, and I think he is, but I like that. I'll take a shady dude that looks shady over someone who seems nice, but isn't any day of the week. He's just that guy. Now, we have the big dogs, the top 5. If you've made it this far into the video, why not comment down your predictions of who you think my favorite character is? I'm curious to see how many of you will guess right or not. At number 5, we have Shokoaki, the former Ultimate Forum admin. I like cloud characters, okay? Characters that curse, rowdy peeps that are looking for a fight, especially if they are tiny, you know, like those little dogs that bark like crazy. Shoko may look stupid, but you know, at least he tried to come up with ways to get out, and even attack Biz, which I honestly didn't expect for someone his size. Respect. His voice lines are very funny too. I'm just sad he's really going to die early on, thanks to his very large presence. At number 14 we have Uta Kawagichi, the former Ultimate Epidemiologist. While Uta isn't necessarily a leader character, she does have that preaching attitude that I do like, and her over-the-top personality is so charming and fun to watch. I'm sorry, I'm sure the more I see of her, the higher she'll go. I like how she's also very religious. You don't usually see that in characters, unless they're straight up a religious-related ultimate, which is kinda lame and not really makes sense. So yeah, I like that despite her talent, which is science-related, she's pious. I know science and religion are supposed to not go hand in hand, but I like it more when a character that works in a scientific field is also religious. And Nate Peach's performance is top-notch. One thing before I move on to the last S-tier character is that I don't like how Uta is a bit inconsistent in one thing. She's shown to be super religious and giving speeches at church and all that, but then the writers have her say stuff like "goddamn," which is a sin. And yes, I'm pretty sure she apologizes before saying it in like the instance I'm thinking of, but yeah, I feel like it'd make more sense if she didn't say stuff like that. It's not enough for her to lose her spot or anything, just something I wanted to point out. And now, the third character is none other than Maru Yokokume, the former Ultimate Activist. I'm sorry, Maru is just so charismatic and a fun person. She has moments where she's kind of mean and a diva, and others where she gets super passionate. I don't know, the fact that she has the most screen time definitely helps her case. I feel like Maru has those qualities to make her a fan favorite, which is a bit concerning on one hand, since I am speculating that she'll die very soon. Her design is super cute too. I think Maru is just great, and I think she has my favorite sprite as a whole. Number 2 is the last guy of this cast. The man, the myth, the legend, Oniji Itagaki. The former Ultimate Tailor is my second favorite character of this cast, and my favorite dude. I'm sorry, Cactus in Suits. I like the red hair as well, and his personality reminds me of old cartoons I used to watch as a kid. He's kind of a douche and a rich elite guy, but at the same time he's somewhat oblivious and socially inept. Is that really the right word? He's just a goofy character that looks cool, sounds cool, and I'm definitely curious to see more of him moving forward. Well, here we are. Only one character left. Did anyone see that coming? If you're one of the few people that commented that my favorite character is Fanfan, then congrats, you're correct. I'm genuinely surprised too that Fanfan Long, the former Ultimate Human subject, is my favorite. I always liked her design, thinking it's the most creative of the bunch, but I expected her to be just another cute little character that was just there for people to feel bad when she dies. But honestly, after playing the prologue, she's by far the most entertaining character of the cast. I like that she's actually more vulgar and violent as we see her introduction and the order she gives Hiaki for when he meets Hide, who I assume the real nickname is Girl Asshole. Her voice lines are incredibly funny too. I've got myself saying "oui oui fantastique" like an idiot numerous times. In a cast full of goofy and fun characters, Fanfan prevails as the silliest of the bunch, and I love it. These are my official rankings of the killcure cast. You can see the tier list here, I'd assume. Until we get more news for the project, this is going to be the last killcure video for a while, so I hope you enjoyed this and the previous theories I posted. What do you guys think of my list? Let me know what yours is in the comments, as I'm always interested in seeing your guys' opinions too. But that will be all for today. Thank you for watching, and until the next video, do take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.